point is you write those chords down as we have been doing in our ragtime exercises. Ragtime, the third part of every lesson, has a tune with some chords, but they're not written in. If we write them in, we can figure that out, so that when we're on a G or a D or whatever chord it is, a C and A, we can see what are the types of embellishment, and we can invert them if we want, and it gives us more understanding of what we're doing. So that's nothing but 1 7 6 5 1 7 6 5 1 7 6 5 1 7 6. If we do that, check that out for a second. What I just did. That's just a circle of fifth progression. 1 6 2 5 5 1. We go 1 7 6 5 1 flat 7. This is A flat. A flat 7 is G F E D G. So one more time. That was nothing but a scale. I reset. There's no resonators on this, by the way, for those of you who have been hating on the sound of the xylophone. No resonator. Don't want to wake up the neighbors. That makes sense. These are kind of like trying to figure out ways around this chord progression. So we have, now when we get to this over 5, G, I went 5 lower, chromatic lower neighbor. I could do it on, so we're in G, the 5 is D. We could do it on B. We could do it on 1. You get that? Six. 6 of G is E. That's great. And it resolves to E. The 5. Nice exercise. That's a lot of just lower and upper neighbors of chord tones, the root, the third, the sixth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh. Okay, it makes sense. G, G, F sharp, G, A, D, B, D, E, F. I wouldn't use all of them. It sounds weird, but you can use 1, 3, 5. It's a little bit plain. The sixth and the seventh are going to be more colorful than the other chord tones. Okay, that's enough rambling, but what do we do? Maybe listen to a tune or multiple tunes in the style of a etude or study that you're working on, so that you become familiar with more tunes. I can't stand those vibe books that are like, hey, you're on page 3, you learned 2-5-1, now go learn these tunes, and there's like 14 tunes. Like, I don't know one. So I would just take 4 chords, 6 chords of a tune, and that's enough, and then apply the scales and exercises to those. So if I'm practicing in the key of G, at some point we'll do a green exercise in the key of G. I think we already did. Then all the D arpeggios or scales, we can put those on the D7. What did we do in D7? Oh, nice. We played a D7. Going to the third of G, B. Notice when things are approached chromatically, makes it very smooth, and if you do it without doing too much chromatic hoopla la la la, it'll keep the chords moving at a nice rate. Although this was a move he did. Right, we have G, F sharp, chromatic, 1 to 3, 5, 6, 7, 1. Useful way of combining chromatic scale with the diatonic scale. You can play it in a bunch of different keys and have fun. Thank you.